Welcome and thanks for joining us today. On this channel, we share tips and tricks for the aging woman so that she can reverse the signs of aging and look and feel her best and live her most authentic life. Today, we are going to be talking about how to stop losing and gaining the same 10 pounds. So I want you to do me a favor. In the comments section, I want you to drop me a comment and let me know if you are one of those women who suffers from that habitual loss and gain of that last 10 pounds. Or maybe you're suffering through whatever it is you're going through in this season of life with that nagging weight that you just feel like you can't get rid of. I know I was that same type of woman. But today we're going to talk about, or I'm going to share with you some tips on how you can stop losing and gaining that 10 pounds or 5 pounds or 20 pounds or whatever it is that you feel like you're struggling with. So the first thing that we want to make sure that we stop doing is what I call situational panic dieting. And we are entering that phase of the seasons, especially here in the States, where situational panic dieting is a real thing. I was just in a Target store, and right when I walked through the door, the bathing suit section was right there. And that used to cause me so much stress, knowing that vacations were coming up and summer was coming up and time at the pool with my kids was coming up. And was I ready to get into that bathing suit? And in those seasons where I felt like I wasn't ready, I panicked and dieted. And I could always get rid of those last 10 pounds or whatever it was that was nagging at me where I wasn't feeling confident, and I could slim down for the summer. It was usually over exercising and extreme dieting that got me there. And then, like all things that are too good to be true, once you stop living in that extreme type of lifestyle, everything goes back to normal. So I was that woman that was losing 10 pounds for spring break, maybe gaining them back between spring break and summer, losing them for the summer, and then gaining that weight back through the holidays, losing it for New Year's, gaining it back, losing it for spring. And we end up being these cyclical weight gainers and weight losers, but we're doing it under panic conditions. And how do we stop that cycle of panic so we can end the loss and the gain of that pounds or those pounds that are keeping us stuck? Well, the first thing that we need to do is stop situational panic dieting. And we have to create a lifestyle for ourselves that is realistic and sustainable. When we ebb and flow too far away from a lifestyle that we can sustain, that's what we call yo-yo dieting. We live in extremes of relaxation through the holidays, or maybe it's a birthday season that you have within your family, and then we go to extremes to diet it away when we're not faced with those situational type events. And what ends up happening is this type of lifestyle. And we as women tend to blame ourselves or think that that 10 pounds that we lost in a panic or a desperation type of situation is a realistic weight for us, or is the weight we are supposed to be maintaining. What we really need to realize is that when we are looking and feeling our best while we are living our most authentic life, that is the weight that is most realistic for us. That is the weight that we will be able to maintain. And anything that we have to do outside of our authentic living is really extreme. And can we maintain that to keep that weight off? I know for me, it was very difficult to do until I created a lifestyle that I could sustain. And that is really what we like to share here in this community. With intermittent fasting, or what we're doing to create our own authentic life, meaning that we're not relying on someone else to hand us a diet plan, or we're not living in that extreme type of environment where we're denying ourselves the things that make us feel most authentic, and we're identifying the things that make us the happiest so we can live authentically, is a lifestyle that we can sustain, and thus we can get out of that yo-yo diet mentality or the situational panic dieting. So how do we do that? Well, you first have to identify what makes you happy as a woman. in social events, in your family environment, and what it takes for you to get through a series of days looking and feeling your best. So we have to identify the foods that might be intolerant to us as we're going through this aging process. So if you're suffering from bloating, or maybe that hormonal weight gain, have you taken the time to identify what foods might be causing that for you? Have you created an environment for your body to heal itself and balance itself out hormonally? So we have to realize that we are in a new season and that our body chemistry is so much different as we're going through this aging process. And I think from the women in this community who are finding the freedom with intermittent fasting and creating their own food lifestyle, and the results that we're seeing with a lot of this reversal of yo-yo diet mentality and healing ourselves from the inside out, is that we can take intermittent fasting as an opportunity for us to let our body do what it does. We talk about that here a lot, and that's go through the healing process. And we know when we're balanced and we're healing, our body will lose weight. So how comfortable can we get with intermittent fasting to create a lifestyle to end this yo-yo weight loss and weight gain? Well, that's where mindset really does play a factor. How are you envisioning your life for the future? And how are you envisioning you being your most authentic self? And once you understand the chemistry that goes on within our body in an intermittent fasting type of lifestyle, and we can really thrive in that fasting environment knowing that our body is going to take care of that weight when it's ready to take care of that weight, and we stop focusing on micromanaging that scale, our body does start to change. Our physique totally changes on our behalf the way we are hoping it will, and that's irregardless of the weight. So we want to make sure that we are creating a lifestyle that is not dependent on situational panic dieting. We want to make sure that we are creating an intermittent fasting lifestyle that will allow us to look and feel our best and live our life most authentically by defining what that means for us, what makes us happy in a food type of environment, and identifying those foods that we might have become intolerant to. And then we have to realize that weight is really not the issue here. What the issue is our own unhappiness with our physique. And how can we change our mindset around that? Oftentimes that weight doesn't really have to do with anything that is related to what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong, but that weight is really indicative of where your body chemistry is today with the season of life that you are in. The more we can understand that season of life, the more we can be in control of what our physique is looking like and ultimately feeling like. So intermittent fasting really can help us avoid that yo-yo diet mentality. And then we have to understand that a weight or a number that we think we should weigh when we step on a scale is not a realistic number to what our body is needing at that time. Weight is not indicative of us being healthy. Weight is definitely not a factor for happiness, and weight is also not a factor for how healthy we are. Weight is a preconceived number we have in our head, usually based on the past. We think we should weigh a certain weight, maybe a weight that we're referencing before we had kids, or before we went through menopause, or before whatever. We're always referencing the past. And have we ever really looked at weight as of where we are today as women? And can we be happy with the weight that we are weighing if we are truly looking and feeling our best and carving out a lifestyle where we can live most authentic? That is the best approach to ending this yo-yo dieting, ending this losing and gaining the last 10 pounds. I don't know of any woman who goes to drastic means to lose weight in a situational type of environment. And situational type of environments can be many different things. It can be the fear of going on vacation for spring break with your family, which is right around the corner for most of us, or what we're going to be doing over the summertime, or a wedding that we have to be in, or a special event that we have to go see people that maybe we haven't seen in a while, and we desperately lose the weight. A lot of times what I hear is, I will do whatever it takes. Then when we come back and that situation is no longer relevant to us, we go back to our old ways. So creating your own lifestyle that is sustainable will really help us offset that weight loss and weight gain as well. And then we have to develop a healthy mindset about what our body should be weighing in the season of life that we are in today. The reality is with menopause is that we just weigh more. That's just what it is. But I can tell you that I weigh a little bit more than I did 10 years ago, but I'm still able to wear the same clothes. So if I'm happy, if I'm healthy, if I'm looking and feeling my best and living my most authentic life, why am I putting so much weight on my weight? Pun intended on that one. We want to make sure that we're putting the emphasis on us and how we're showing up for ourselves, how we want to look and feel every day, and letting go of gaining and losing that last 10 pounds. And the letting go does happen when we stop going into those situational panic weight loss events. Nothing's going to change this year if you don't change your mindset about how you're caring for your body. What we really like to teach here in these communities is the approach that we're taking with intermittent fasting does allow us the opportunity to heal our body in so many ways from the inside out. And if we just move out of the way and let our body do that on its own, the magic will happen, the weight loss will come off, your physique will change, and you will notice the differences that you've been hoping for. But please stop focusing on that weight so that you can stop this yo-yo cycle and you can go about living your life most authentically. So if you want to stop losing and gaining that same 10 pounds, stop focusing on that last 10 pounds and really start focusing on how you can live your life most authentically, and focus on how you see yourself and how you feel every day when you have an opportunity to wake up and enjoy another day. This is where I open up the community conversation. So if you have any questions or comments, or you feel like you are one of those women who is yo-yo dieting and struggling with that last 10 pounds, or struggling gaining and losing that last 10 pounds, let me know in the comment section. I would love to be able to offer you some comfort and advice through this opportunity that we have to engage as a community and open up the topic of conversation. If you are finding that intermittent fasting is helping you end that cycle, or maybe that last 10 pounds is irrelevant to you now because you are looking and feeling your best, let me know that as well, because these comments in this community discussion really does help other women who are coming through maybe on the rebroadcast or joining us here live today find some comfort in knowing that there's nothing wrong with them personally, that they can really gain the confidence that they need and the comfort that they need with their own body by just learning how to do things a little differently. And we know that we are doing that here in our community with intermittent fasting. So we are always here to help all women wherever they are on their journey, for sure. So Lisa, hello girlfriend, nice to see you. Erin, you have changed my life. I finally feel in control of my weight and future of becoming an aging woman. You are amazing. Well, Erin, I'm just here to share my own journey and share the journey of the other women who are moving through our community. So you are doing the work. You have decided that you want to live your life in a different way, and you are noticing the changes for yourself. So I always appreciate when you guys trust me with you and start incorporating what it is we share here. So Erin, congratulations to you. And if you keep doing what you're learning here, then you'll be able to keep those results for sure. Karen from Kentucky, September 2019 grad, thank you for this topic. I learned so much from you in each video. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you guys as well. And I always like to ask you guys who come on and join us here for these broadcasts, the way these broadcasts get picked up in our social media feeds is when you make sure that you hit that like button, make sure that you leave us a comment, and always feel free to share this information with your community of women. The best thing that we can do to pay it forward for other women is to make sure we share what we are learning and experiencing as well. And every woman here in this community has an opportunity to do their part to make sure that we stay informed and share all this information with the women in our lifestyle as well. So all those likes and all the comments that you guys leave and all the sharing that you do really does help pay it forward to other women who are suffering as well, so we can help them find a better way to live through this aging process. Teresa, yep, that's me, losing and gaining over and over again through the years, holding steady with intermittent fasting, but need more fat loss. I think it will come from time and consistency. Yes, for sure it will. You know, our body is so used to doing what it's done over all of these years. And I think the consistency part is really key. and knowing that this is just the way you're going to live. Losing more fat is just that thing that we need to pay attention to and make little subtle tweaks along the way. And at least you're not going through that yo-yo cycle anymore, and you're not gaining and losing weight. So the fat loss comes, it is just figuring out your own body chemistry and tweaking along the way. And Teresa, I know you're up for that, so I'm super excited to see those changes with you with time and consistency. Stacy, I might have to move my ideal weight number up 5 pounds. I can't get the number stuck out of my head. Yeah, definitely for sure, or just don't focus on a number at all. I really do use how I feel in my clothes as my gauge for success. So when I notice that I put on a pair of my, skinny jeans and they feel uncomfortable, or I feel self-conscious in them, that's when I kind of check what it is that I'm doing and I reevaluate. When I put on my skinny jeans and they fit like a glove and I feel super confident, then I know what I am doing is exactly what I need to be doing. Even yesterday, I went for my annual physical and I stepped on the scale. I went on with my full coat, my purse, and my boots. I didn't take anything off, and I stood on the scale and I didn't even look. Like, I don't care what I weigh, because I walked in there in my skinny jeans and my boots and my long coat, and I felt like amazing as a 53-year-old postmenopausal woman. So weight doesn't matter to me at all. How do I feel every single day when I wake up? What's my relationship with my closet? Do I go into my closet and stress out, or do I go into my closet with confidence? And when we really start living our life that way, that's when we can really ease some of that burden of that loss gain that a lot of us tend to have, and that battle with our body that we tend to have. And we need to start loving our body the way it is. Tony, I've been diagnosed with Hashimoto's and hyperthyroid. My hormones have been crazy and I am getting nowhere with doctors. I've decided to stop eating animal products. I hope it helps. Tony, are you intermittent fasting yet? Have you been through our course yet? If you're not a graduate of our course, I highly recommend jumping in. We have had so many women with Hashimoto's and hypothyroid, and those tend to go together, really find great relief with what they were suffering with before. And it's just that understanding of your body and going through a group of people in a designated type of environment. And so we can help you for sure. Make sure you jump in with us and we will get you fixed up. Along with dairy and sugars, my kiddos are on board too. Yeah, so if your kids are on board with you, that makes it super simple. I've also let go of a lot of animal protein and protein in general, and that's helped a lot. I don't know if it's menopause since I've had IUD. Yeah, it's all of those things for sure, but Hashimoto's and hypothyroid are definitely factors, and there's easier ways to go about getting it fixed, or at least reversing what it is that you're unhappy with. And it just really does start with understanding our own body chemistry and then listening to the signs and signals so that we can adjust accordingly. Let's see, Debbie, July 2019 grad. Barb, current student. Amy, good to have you with us. Brenda, 2019 grad. Love catching you live. Been 1 week without stevia, lost 2 pounds. Okay, so you watched our video and does what breaks a fast, right? Or what can you have when you are fasting? And so you've given up stevia and you lost 2 pounds. So that's always that good indication that if you're not clean fasting, that could be the problem with what it is that you're suffering with intermittent fasting. Nancy, 2019 grad. Nagging 10 pounds, struggling with body staying the same. I'm 10 pounds less than last year, but body looks the same. Belly fat, back, hips, doing 18-20 hour fasting daily, no change in pounds, 118 pounds. So Nancy, if you weigh 118 pounds, you have to go back to like, what is your weight reference? And we just know that, our body does change as we age and as those hormones start changing. So I am not trying to get my 20-year-old body back. I just want to be confident in my own skin, and I want to make sure that when I put my clothes on, I'm not feeling self-conscious about stuff hanging over or binging up, or binding up. So that's the thing we want to focus on too, because there's a lot of other factors with that, what we think is fat. And I know for me, I've had 2 huge babies, and I've had 3 pregnancies. One ended in a second trimester miscarriage and 2 big babies full term. And so I have skin around my midsection. It doesn't necessarily mean that I have fat there, but that skin has also changed over time. And so what used to be really tight skin isn't as tight anymore, but I can say that about other parts of my body as well. So we also want to make sure that we are looking through the right lens when we're evaluating our body and making sure that we're seeing things truly for what they are. I don't necessarily think I have a lot of belly fat thanks to intermittent fasting, but I do know that my skin has changed as well, and that's where time and consistency will come with fasting as well, and making sure we're realistic about how we are defining authentic feasting. So I've shared with you guys, and you guys know if you've been to my course, you know, Michael lovingly said to me a couple of years ago, I'm a couple bags of potato chips with avocado oil away from my dream body. And I don't know any supermodel, or I don't know any professional athlete, or any of the people that I look at their physique and I doubt they're eating a couple bags of potato chips, or they're having the little chocolate snack, or they're sitting on the couch at night and having their glass of wine. When you have a perfect physique, which is what we generally judge our bodies against, those people who have those perfect physiques are not doing the things we're doing. And you have to ask yourself, is that worth it? And that's really where those situational panic diets come in. Do you want to look like Jennifer Lopez? Do you want to look like, I don't know, you guys saw Jane Fonda if you watched the Oscars the other night. Do you want to look like those people? And are you willing to do what they do? You can't look like those people, or you can't have that type of physique if you're not willing to do what they're doing. And that's where you have to just be okay with certain things. And so I know I can't have my 20-year-old body again, but I also don't want to live my 20-year-old life. I don't have to give up what I have today to go back to 20. So we have to be emotionally realistic with what we're expecting from our body. And so that's a factor we have to add in as well. Shannon, August 2019 grad mindset class, understanding the season of life can be confusing, but I just cannot give up on your info. Make this journey so much easier. Yeah, for sure. We have to make this journey easier, and we have to understand we are just different women today. We have different bodies. We have different chemical makeups, and we have to start loving ourselves for what we are if we know we're doing our best, right? And that's where that honest conversation with ourselves has to come in, and that mindset has to come in. Are you willing to do what it takes to look like a supermodel if when you step on that scale, you're disappointed that you don't have a supermodel weight? Are you willing to do what a supermodel does? Are you to have that physique in the summertime in a bikini walking around the pool? And if you're not willing to do those things, stop putting those expectations on yourself, because they're just not realistic. Mary Ann, 2019 grad, I feel so much better and find you so motivational. I love me. I love the me I am. Good for you, girlfriend. And that's the way it should be for sure. Cindy from Kansas City and February class. Tracy, I've done 24 for 2 weeks using nothing but black coffee, water, and mineral water during fasting period, and only whole foods during the feasting time. Feeling great, but no changes to body weight. Feeling great. Just leave it there. No buts. Weight changes. If you're feeling great, the weight will come off just from the simple fact that you're feeling great. So keep that in mind as well. When we're feeling great, we get up and we move more. When we're feeling great, we sleep better. When we're feeling great, we make more conscious choices. So sit in the season of feeling great for a little while and then see what happens with time and consistency. Oftentimes we negate feeling good as a success. And when the weight doesn't come as fast as the feeling great, we jump ship, right? So don't jump ship, and just realize that feeling great is the first result for sure. Bonita, I get in my mindset has changed and doing great. Good for you, girlfriend. Tracy, I found intermittent fasting is helping me lose the last 5 pounds that I had kept putting back on and so forth. I have not put the same pounds on anymore. So there you go. She's ending that yo-yo cycle for sure. And then Tracy from Kalispell MT, thinking about joining your next class. Tracy, join in with us, girlfriend. It does really help you get that mindset that will help you heal. I believe that if we heal our mindset first, our body will follow, right? And we have not been the kindest to our body in the choices that we have made through a lot of this situational panic dieting and a lot of the yo-yoing and not loving ourselves for the season that we're in. So our body can be a little resistant to this change because it doesn't know how long we're going to stay in this lifestyle. So make the commitment that this is the way you're going to live the rest of your life. Be very true to yourself in your authenticity of how you're living your life, and then check what you're measuring yourself against. I would love to look like Jennifer Lopez and the physique that she has, but I am not willing to be that dedicated, and I don't have a trainer and a chef and all those things that she has. Bless her that she has all those things in her life, but I can't compare myself to that if that's not the life I'm going to live. So we also have to stop that unfair comparison and beating ourselves up over what we don't have access to, and that'll help with the mindset as well. Amy, I have been finding myself having discussions lately with strangers, friends, and family members. I have been sharing the live videos. Amy, thank you so much, girlfriend. I appreciate you for sharing that. And yes, the more we share this and the more people understand why it is we're doing this, the easier it is for us to stay with this, because we'll stop questioning what we know is working for us. And then Barb, 14 days doing 24, feeling great, feels great. My body is changing and my clothes are fitting so much better. My confidence is going up. Thank you so much. Girlfriend, all of those things are fantastic, and you didn't mention weight one time. So sit in that success. Praise yourself for that success. Give your body a pat on the back for the fact that you're noticing all of those changes, and don't focus on the weight, and I promise you it will just get better. And then Natalie, I'm in the current February class, not losing weight. However, I joined because I was struggling with inflammation with constant shoulder pain. 10 days in, it basically disappeared. Girlfriend, I'm going to read that one more time. Natalie is in our February 2020 course, so she's a week and a half into our class. Not losing weight. However, I joined because I was struggling with inflammation with constant shoulder pain. 10 days in, it basically disappeared. It's a miracle. It's not a miracle, girlfriend. You did what it takes to get rid of inflammation. Now, Natalie, this is what I want you to think about. With that pain being gone, how much more energy do you have to spend on your life? How much more sleep are you going to get because you're not going to be in pain? How much more does your body have an opportunity to heal because you're not going to be dependent on pain medication? So everything in your life is going to get better because you are no longer suffering from that pain, from inflammation, and then things are going to start to fall into place for you. And as long as you practice what it is that you did to get rid of that inflammation and that pain, the inflammation and the pain will stay away. So I'm super proud of you, Natalie. Thank you for trusting me with you, and thank you for joining in on our February class.
You skipped one.
I skipped one? Which one?
Carolina.
Oh, Carolina. How could I skip Carolina? Carolina, 1.5 weeks on 24 and loving it. No sugar. I feel light. There you go. So feeling light is so much better than a weight on the scale as well, because I have stepped on the scale before and I have been a very desirable number, but I have felt horrible, right? So a number on a scale does not determine our success. We have to really make sure we're clear on that with our mindset. So we're finding other wins and we're not missing the bigger picture items for sure. Yeah, congratulations to Natalie for sure. She's doing a great job. She's changing her life by not focusing on the weight and really thinking about healing her body. Okay, let's see who else we have here. Janetta from Sydney, hello. And then Joni, what do you do to stay on IF? You make a decision that this is the best way for you to live your life looking and feeling your best. Literally, you just decide that intermittent fasting is going to work for you because you've heard the success stories here. There's other women who are finding success in it. And then you just create a mindset around that. And then you incorporate intermittent fasting into your life. You don't change your life to intermittent fast, and then you learn how to ebb and flow your way through it. And it's really gaining a new understanding about how it is our body chemistry works. We teach all of this in class. And then really having that confidence by finding the little wins, like shoulder pain going away and considering that a miracle when nothing else happened, or watching the inflammation disappear in your body and noticing when you walk by a window and you see your own reflection, you barely recognize the physique there because it's yours and you didn't realize all those changes were were happening. We have to focus on what's important and let go of the little things like weight, because that is going to keep you stuck and feeling like you're not winning when we have all these wins here that we can prove for sure. And then Ruthie, this month working on less protein, 30 plus fasting window, 2 times a month, trying as a way not to lose weight, but experiment to try to rid hanging lower belly skin. Gym 3 times a week, not okay with the lower belly yet. Yeah, I can tell you that I'm not exactly okay with it either. Like, I don't like to look down and see my skin when I'm holding in a plank position, but I've had that skin ever since I've had my first child, which is at 34. So that has nothing to do with the aging process, but just the fact that my skin changed when I had a baby. So we have to be kind to ourselves too, and understand that our body has done miracles. If you've had children, we've created human beings, and we've carried them around in our body, and our body expanded to carry that human being, and it retracted back. And there is proof that fasting does help your body repair itself and get some of its elasticity back as well. We also know that we need to start incorporating some sort of collagen into our system. We stop producing it as we age. So make sure you're looking at the big picture of everything that's happening as an aging woman, and you're not just focusing on that weight on the scale for sure. Roberta, any help on how to get deep sleep? I exercise daily, drink lots of water, have been fasting 16/8. My deep sleep is only an hour a night. So did you say you were exercising? So if you're exercising, make sure you're monitoring how you're exercising. Make sure you're getting a deep enough exercise session. I would eliminate all caffeine from your routine. Just get through a fasting window without caffeine. Make sure you are watching your carbohydrate intake and your last feast for the night. I would cut back on some animal protein. That really helped me a lot. I can get between 2 and 4 hours of deep sleep a night. I cut out alcohol as well. So you have to just play around with groupings of food and then track it for a week and see where those changes take place. It's worth it to kind of play with. And then just see what works the best for you, and then kind of go from there. And then the other thing to remember is you never know what's going on internally, hormonally as well. So some nights, like, I could be so consistent, and some nights I get 2 hours and some nights I get 4. It kind of just depends on what's going on as well. And then you just want to make sure you're waking up feeling rested. If you're waking up feeling rested and maybe your deep sleep wasn't as great, take that as a win as well. And then just make sure you're monitoring what you're doing at night. Michael and I find that when we stop eating at 6 p.m., we get much deeper sleep in the evening, so nothing but water from 6 till the time you go to bed. So pick a time for you as well. You do nothing but water and experiment with that also.
Did you miss Tina? Did you see Tina?
Tina, Diane, February 2018 course, and I'm just watching to keep motivated. Is easy way of life for the most part, but girl, I love your inspiration. Thank you so much. Tina, thanks, and join anytime you need some inspiration as well. And always know that these YouTube videos are always housed on my YouTube and my Facebook page as well. Always feel free to come back and watch any video that you feel like you might need some motivation in that area. That's why we're here. But I always love when you guys can jump on live with us as well. And then always know, if you're a grad, you have access to your course content. Go through your course. We start a new course the first Saturday of every month. Jump into your course and go through with a group of students. If even just being in a course, knowing that other people are going through at the same time will help. And if you're a grad, we always have an opportunity for you to join us as a repeat course member and go through our community. So we are here to make sure that you stay with this lifestyle and you get the motivation that you need. So always plenty of ways to stay with us. And then Barb, my inflammation has also disappeared. My knee pain is gone. I am starting to know which foods trigger it. As a 60-year-old, I totally agree with every changing body. Yeah. With the ever-changing body. Yeah, for sure. And we have to ebb and flow our way through that. I believe that as I get older, I'm going to have to keep making tweaks along the way. I never thought that animal protein was going to be that thing that I was going to get so much, have so much success with my physique and the lifestyle that I've created once I let it go. I was the protein girl. But man, I could tell you the last couple years, letting go of that animal protein has been huge for me. I've noticed amazing changes in my physique and body fat, and you couldn't have convinced me of that a couple of years ago. So always be willing to experiment for sure. You never know what might be that thing that could trigger a good change for you as well. So that's what we have today. If you're struggling with losing and gaining that same 10 pounds, consider what it is that you are doing. consider incorporating something like intermittent fasting that will help you reset those hormones. Stop situational panic dieting. Know that you can consistently go through an entire year with holidays and vacations and seasons changing and not lose and gain weight. That is called creating a lifestyle that allows you the opportunity to look and feel your best and live your life most authentically. I'm so excited that you guys decided to join us today. If you're catching this on the rebroadcast, always feel free to leave comments. We come back around. If you are interested and ready to start incorporating this as a lifestyle and you need some tools to help get you started, our next intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course does start the first Saturday in March. I believe it's March 7th. Make sure you get yourself registered, save your spot in class, and we as a community will help you incorporate this as a lifestyle for you as well. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you guys on Friday.